Meeting to order.
Ooh.
Yep. Would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mayor Morris,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Rupertus, out. Alderman Green, out. Alderman Medray,
Here.
Alderwoman Jones,
Here.
Alderwoman Hoffman. Here. Mayor, you do have a quorum.
Thank you. We have no special presentations, no public hearing. Citizens request to speak before council. I'll go ahead and read this out. We've added some additional language there. Members of the public are invited to give comments at this time lasting no longer than 3 minutes. Citizens may address a specific agenda item to ask questions. The mayor may ask you to remain at the podium if council has statements or questions. Citizens may make comments about items that are not on the agenda and that are general in nature. These comments should be directed at the entire council, not individual members of council, staff, or audience. Any speaker making personal attacks, defamation, or use of vulgar or profane language shall forfeit his or her time remaining and shall be seated. Suggestions, praise, and criticism are not only welcome but encouraged, though no action will be discussed or taken. For such an item, the mayor may either 1, make a statement of fact regarding the item, 2, make a statement concerning the policy regarding the item, or propose that the item be placed on future agendas. Who's our first?
Oh, sorry.
person?
I have, William King. He was supposed to be here tonight, so I'm assuming he's not here. Deborah Talbert emailed me today. She's had some prior commitments. She can't be here, but she asked me to read her public comment. So bear with me. I have 3 minutes. It says, Mr. Mayor, it seems the open records requests are of some concern to you of late. I have lived in Jamaica Beach for almost 12 years and I have filed, I believe, 5 open records requests. My requests have covered things such as SDR numbers, hot tax numbers, payments. When I asked for the information at the SDR committee meeting, I was instructed to file an ORR to get the information. I asked for a draft of the new SDR ordinance and the agenda for the P&Z meeting, and I was again instructed to file an ORR. I recently spoke to Director of Operations, and she told me to direct my inquiries in the form of an ORR. I think you see where I'm going with this. My last OR was seeking information about Alderman Rupertus and his paid, not volunteer business relationship with the city of Jamaica Beach. It was with this request that you felt necessary to call me out by name and scold me along with other citizens for wasting taxpayers' monies. My inquiry was in effect to act from a position of fact, not rumor. Alderman Rupertus has spoke of Facebook rumors in these public meetings, and you have made reference to the unofficial Facebook page and scolded citizens for turning to those pages when for many years that was the only source of easily accessible information concerning city business. Yes, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. I applaud the city for information now provided to citizens with the new city website, but ORRs will continue to be the avenue of information when citizens have hard questions. I would like to quote a couple of paragraphs from the cover letter written by Ken Paxton, Attorney General, from the 2022 Public Information Act. Dear fellow Texans, in 1888, James Bryce wrote that sunlight kills the germs of corruption that can affect a government, and his words remain true today. As Attorney General, I make it a priority to encourage open government and to enforce the laws that mandate when it is necessary. The Texas Public Information Act assures that government entities give citizens access to information about what the public servants are doing on their behalf, information that need to be gained on a more complete understanding of how the government works, and hold their public officials accountable. Texans have the right to see how government is spending their tax dollars and exercising the powers they have granted it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next.
Mark Sloan, he wants to address response to complaints.
Hello, council members and everyone, thanks for letting me speak. My name is Mark Strong, live at 16531 Jamaica Cove Road, been here for about 24 years. To City Council and Jamaica Beach residents, I'm absolutely amazed with what has been coming to pass in recent months at our council meetings. Legitimate complaints from citizens of Jamaica Beach have been voiced and not addressed. Personally, I have quite a serious complaint about which has been brought up with no resolve whatsoever. I've been told on a few occasions over the last year and a half the matter is being looked into. Any sane person would have to throw their BS card on this. The message to me and the citizens of Jamaica Beach seem to be, number one, it is okay for a chief of police to threaten citizens with lawsuits when complaints are made. Number two, the city council can stonewall you for as long as they please. Number three, a chief of police may say anything on record concerning any citizen, ex-employee that they choose. These aren't speculative, these are on tape, and y'all have heard it. Number four, try to intimidate citizens while they address them in private. Are any of these things allowed in any city or community? I hope not, but it is here. These are not opinions or speculations. All of these things are very clearly on a tape that was submitted to council over 1.5 years ago. When I asked City Manager Sean Hutchinson if he had a problem with this is before I did anything, he was appalled. He immediately made a copy of the tape, gave it to the mayor, where it was apparently squashed. No one ever called, wrote, or responded or in any way or fashion. Since that time, many other matters I won't mention anybody's name, have arisen. All of these things are being dismissed by council as a disgruntled citizen who did not get his way. No investigations, no phone calls to anybody that knew anything about it. Sound familiar? Listen to the tape. What steps have you taken to investigate any of this? I'd like to know that. Last meeting, I was personally appalled when you tooted everyone's horn on the city council with their accomplishments for one thing or another. And I think that's great. I think it's needed. I think y'all all need to be stroked for the things that you do. However, Miss Jones, her name was not mentioned whatsoever. Has she done nothing? How about the tireless efforts to make all the video and things happen? That just took me back. Guess I'm out of time. I do have more. Can I make one short comment?
That's it, thank you. Next on the agenda is reports from directors.
I'm good, I don't have one.
Okay.
Not that I know of, she didn't give me anything.
Please.
Mayor, Council, I left before you a copy of our racial profiling report from 2021. I'm not gonna obviously go through the tedious report here, but I would highlight a few things that are of, should be of more major concern. If you would go to the racial profiling analysis report, a little bit more through the back of the report. In the year, there were total traffic stops of 892. The race was known prior to the stop it wasn't known 99.66% of the time. The racial breakdown of offenders: Alaskan American Native 0%, Asian Pacific Islander is 0.45%, Black is 7.62%, White 46.08%, Hispanic 22.76%. If you go to the end of the report, there were 0 complaints that were filed in racial profiling with the city of Jamaica Beach. If any of you have any specific questions concerning the report or the breakdown, please contact me and I'll answer those questions individually. The second thing I have real quick is a preliminary spring break report. This was one of the, I guess, mildest spring breaks we've had in a while. Mostly, thank God for the colder weather, and it kept a lot of the crowding down that we've seen before. But over the spring break, the 2 weeks, there was 1 arrest not related to spring break. There were 102 citations issued, 15 calls for service. Out of the breakdown of the citations that were issued, there were 13 related parking violations, 6 marina permit violations, 1 golf cart violation, 54 speeding or unsafe passing violations. There was 1 minor in possession of alcohol. And the beaches were a lot less crowded than anticipated, mostly, again, because of the cold weather. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Reports from members of council. Alderman Hoffman, you start.
April 16th will be the Easter event at the park at 10 a.m. Deputy's working on getting the survey for the new playground equipment on the website, so once that goes live, we'll post it on the city Facebook page and give everybody a week to vote on the playground option that they choose. So then we'll move forward with some work at the park. That's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Alderman Jones?
Thank you, Mayor. I've been coming to city council meetings faithfully for many years. Most people come because they're elected, but I've been out there in the audience for many years, me and Ginger. Over the years, I've suggested, nudged, and nagged about making city documents available to the public on the city website. Recently, the mayor scolded me and others for doing open records request. From the video of a May 2020 city council meeting, I asked if citizens could have copies of a new Marina Ordinance. I think you might remember this, you might too. That was being considered by the council. This ordinance was not available to the public or on the city website. The city secretary, Lupe Rushing, answered saying that I would have to do an open record request to see agenda packets. Councilman Clay Morris at the time, asked the city secretary, how come something like this is not available? Mayor Steve Spicer said, they are not voting, we are, and we represent them. As soon as we pass it, it will be on the city website. Secretary Lupe Rushing said, people can do an open record request to get a copy of the agenda and the agenda packet on Monday. Everyone had to use that discussion. Everyone had to use open record request to view the agenda package, which helped to explain and give detail of what's in the agenda. Many other documents are only available by ORR. By some miracle, since October 19, 2020, the agendas and agenda packets have been available to the public on the city website. I've edited the original longer video and I'll be posting that on Facebook tonight, and it'll be available on YouTube. Just do a search for Taz Jones, my nickname, and you'll find my YouTube channel, because not everyone is on Facebook. With the new city website, we have better and faster Wi-Fi now, and which makes Debbie's and Anna's life easier. And soon, I keep praying every week that it'll be available on video. But the more information that we add to the new city website, the less people will have to ask for documents using open records requests. By another miracle, after 6 years of asking, the check register is now available on the new city website, and it will be updated monthly or
It's
quarterly.
the first of every month. When March ends, you'll see it. April ends, you'll see it. I can't post it till the end of the month.
That's a
I've got
miracle.
January, February out there, so March will come when April gets here. When I can.
That's a miracle. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing more items on there too. If anyone has suggestions for the new city website, please let me know. As the website and public information liaison, I welcome your ideas. The more transparent our city becomes using the city website, the less our city secretary will have to answer open records requests. This past Saturday, I also attended and with permission took video of the West Galveston Island Property Owners Association meeting. I offered the video to Jerry Moan, and who is the chairman, by putting it on YouTube and giving him the links to that. I also put the last hurricane preparation meeting held here at our fire station on the YouTube channel. And Marcy, I plan to help you as much as I can with Easter. Last year I took video of Easter and shared it with the community. This year I'll put it on YouTube. It was a lot of fun. And thank you, Debbie, and thank you, Anna, who's not here, for all of your hard work and for always answering all of my questions and being so nice about it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
I don't have a report.
Okay, thank you, sir. Consent agenda. These items include, they're considered routine by city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be a separate discussion on these items unless a council member requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. And they include approval of minutes of regular city council meeting on February 21st, 2022, and approval of minutes from the town hall meeting March 7th, 2022. Does anybody want to take any of those out? May I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
New business, discussion, consideration, and take action to approve ordinance number 2022-04, that the city of Jamaica Beach has received certification from the city secretary relating to the regular general election called for May 7th, 2022, declaring unopposed candidates, declaring the results of the election, and finding and determining the meeting at which this ordinance is passed to be open to the public as required by law, and making an open meeting finding. And
Basically what it is, we had 3 alderman spots come up, or positions come up for our May 7th election. I had 4 applicants. During that time, I had 1 applicant withdraw her application, which left it 3, which they're gonna be unopposed because there's no one running against them. So I will, if this passes tonight, I will declare the election canceled and send this to Galveston County so we don't have to go into doing the ballots or any of that stuff, so it's gonna save us some money. So that's basically what this is. Now, they still won't take office till after the May 7th election. We'll canvass the vote, say that they're unopposed, very similar to what I did tonight, and then you'll swear them in on the meeting after the election on May 7th.
okay. Any more discussion? I have a motion to approve, or,
I make a motion that we approve,
second.
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
Unanimous. Mayor's report. I asked every alderman here, are you doing everything possible to do what is in the best interest of Jamaica Beach as a whole? It should not be, it's should not be about how much unnecessary work is created or demanded that measures success, but how you can help staff be more productive and citizens understand how government works. Among several other duties that I and Olson will be listing out soon, and will be providing a standard operating procedure for all elected officials. As an alderman, you should be positive to both citizens and staff and brag on how you are helping and participating in projects for the city. Every week I come in, I shake my head at some of the unnecessary work being created and the wasted hours of production. And I'm not meaning necessarily with open records, I'm meaning things just across the board. If a lot of this same energy was being spent on a positive influence to everyone, there would be no limits to what we could accomplish for our city and its citizens. To be able to say you're an elected official, that we're all working on common goals, would be a citizen's dream. I like to see everyone get along and do our jobs. It's an honor to be your mayor, and I'm always doing, and my actions and communications show it. You, the citizens, are the ones that help define and control this. Staff and I, we do not debate on social media, though we are always available by phone, email, and text. If we get more into the positive culture, there is no doubt we can be the best beach community on the Gulf Coast. And I look forward to that and everyone being able to do that. But that's all I have. Other than that, I think we are done. Sorry. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All adjourned.